should be, like Isabella said, kind of like a review, because we talked about all of this in the beginning of the year. This is your introduction to quadratics. We're going to be working with quadratics all the way through January. Okay, so we are working with quadratics for a very long time.
So we just got done like working with like absolute with all of that, and now we're switching.
Yep. So now we're moving on to quadratics.
We're recording. Like and subscribe. Make sure you comment.
Can y'all please be quiet?
All right, here we go. For the first part, it says label the vertex, axis of symmetry, and to state the domain and range. So once again, this is a review. You should know how to do this. Where is my vertex at on number 1? Yeah, but what specific point? -2, -3.
That is it.
Right here.
Rhyme.
What?
That's not -3.
That is -3. Why is it not -3?
Is the
All right.
axis of symmetry the same thing as the vertex?
Axis of symmetry is that imaginary line where you can fold your graph in half and it matches up. So where is that line?
-2.
And -2, is it x equals or y equals? X equals, very good. So axis of symmetry, x equals -2. It's x equals because you're going through the x-axis
I would never
at
get that.
-2.
I always get it wrong.
I always think of it like anywhere on the line, it's always going to be -2. I don't know. I have to visualize it.
All right, the axis of symmetry is going to be the same thing as your x value and your vertex. So maybe that will help you remember the x because it's the x here. So this is going to be x equals -2. So these two guys are the same. Always, always. All right, domain and range. So I want it in interval notation over here. So for the domain, how far left are you going? Forever, so -infinity. How far right? Forever, so positive infinity.
If only things were forever.
No matter what your parabola looks like, your domain will always be -infinity to positive infinity because you're forever going to go left, forever going to go right, no matter what kind of you have. For the range, how far down do I go? -3, is that a bracket or a parentheses? Bracket, because it's a point. And how far up? I think people when we did absolute value, were getting confused about range because you have to do down first. It is down, then up. Okay? Down, then up. All right, for number 2. Where's my vertex at? -2, 5. Right here. So, where's my axis of symmetry? X equals -2. Shh, if you're not answering my question, you shouldn't be talking. All right, domain and range in set builder. So set builder is where you have the little squiggle, the X and then the bar. And y'all remember what it looks like if you're using -infinity to infinity?
Yes, x and then that little e thingy.
Uh-huh.
All real numbers.
Very good. X's and all the real numbers. For the range, y and then the bar. All right, where on your graph here is the, or where on your graph are you stopping? 5. At 5, right? Way up here at 5. And are you using the values that are bigger than 5 or less than 5?
Less.
Less than. So it's going to be less than or equal to 5. All right, so that's the first part there with vertex, domain, range, axis of symmetry. All right, drop down to part B. Understanding more of the graphs of a parabola. So we also talked about maximum and minimums. So tell me, what one would that have? A max. What would that have?
A min.
What would that one have?
A min.
A min. Very good. If you forget, maximums are sad faces. Minimums are happy faces. All right, so max is at the very, very top. Mins are at the very, very bottom. Yes, very good. So, x-intercepts, zeros, roots, solutions, those are all the same thing. So these guys are the same.
Coach, Miss Arterburn asked if Ayana could go see her when she's done with her work.
Yep. So all three of y'all, right?
Yeah, she asked me to, but I just said I was gonna come to.
Oh, I need to see.
Okay. Well, when we finish, if y'all all need to go see her, I guess you can. All right. X-intercepts, zeros, roots, solutions. Those are all the same thing. So if I'm asking for one of them, it would be that, you know, x-intercepts are the same thing as asking for solutions. It doesn't matter. They're totally the same thing. And you can have 2, 1, or none. 2, 1, or none. All right. Who wants to help me do number 3?
Why don't you just push it?
Yeah.
All right, Angie. Max or min?
It's a maximum.
A max at what value?
Negative 2.7.
Negative 2.7. Okay. X-intercepts?
Negative 6.0 and negative 2.0.
Very good. Except positive 2.0.
I mean positive 2. Sorry.
That's good.
Positive 2.0.
Zeros?
It's when. Wait, what's the 0 again?
Same thing as x-intercept.
Okay, so same thing as.
Yep. So same thing. Negative 6.0 and 2.0.
Why did you make it down? But never mind.
Okay. And then domain and set builder.
The domain is that little squiggly line.
Mm-hmm.
X, that one line.
Uh-huh.
X equals to all real numbers.
Very X. Uh-huh. X is in all the real numbers.
Oh, all the numbers, yeah.
And then range.
So that Y.
Uh-huh.
I mean, the squiggly line and then the line.
Uh-huh.
And then Y is less than equal to 7.
Very good. So we're stopping at 7 and we're using the values less than 7. All right, you want me to draw a stick? 18. Kiandra, are you 18?
I don't know.
No, you're not. Ariana, you can help me. We don't have an 18. All right, so help me do number 4. Is it a max or a min? A minimum. At what point? 0, 3. What are the x-intercepts? None. What are the solutions? None. And an interval notation, what's the domain? Interval. Intervals with the parentheses and the. Very good. And then the range? Bottom. Mm-hmm. Very good. Okay, and then last one. Evelyn. Good man at 2, -9. Mm-hmm. Very good. -1, 0, and 5, 0. Zeros are the same thing. Okay. Mm-hmm. X is in all the real numbers. Mm-hmm. Very good. Greater than or equal to -9. Choose the values that are bigger than -9. Good job. All right. Questions, comments, concerns about those 3?
If it's going up, it's going to be greater than or equal to. If it's going down, it's less than.
Okay. Flip it over. Number 6 and 7 should be pretty much give me problems. I give you f of x is 3x squared minus 5x plus 1, and I want to find f of -4. So in place of x, what are we plugging in? -4. So 3 times -4 squared minus 5 is -4 plus 1. And you can just type all that in your calculator. I probably won't ask you to do it without one with those big of numbers. And you type it all in, and you get 69.
Did you do that in your head? Whoa.
You did. I'm so smart.
Wow.
I also did it in all the other previous classes. All right, I want y'all to do number 7 on your own, and I'm going to call stick. So make sure you do it. You don't know who I'm going to call.
Would you just repeat on this one?
You don't have to. Plug one in, and then just type it in the calculator.
Mine is 5.
Yes.
We're so smart.
It's recording, right?
And isn't like invigorating you?
Why don't we have nap times in high school? Because you nap after.
Actually, I have nap time. It's 3rd in this period.
Not me.
It's not safe to nap after school because you might not. Like, I do it.
You might not wake up.
It's not,
Yeah, that's
though.
what I'm planning for.
No, because when you nap after school, you have infinity time, so you probably usually sleep for like 6 hours, and then you can't sleep at night.
I fell asleep at like 8, and then I slept through the whole night, so I slept like for 13 consecutive hours.
But like, if you sleep in school, you're timed, so 30 minutes is a nap.
All right, ready?
You know she's not gonna pull me, so we're good. We're good.
What color should I pick?
Ooh, can I pick it?
You can't look, just pick one.
Number 21. Angie, are you in my seat?
Ganaya, that's you. What'd you get? Negative 80. Are y'all, Miss Ganaya, right?
Yes.
Very good.
How dare we tell her if she's right or not?
Alrighty.
Negative 8?
Negative 80.
Oh, negative 80.
Last part. Now, your practice is going to look a lot like this, and your quiz tomorrow is going to look a lot like this. So, it also should look familiar, because we did this with linears. Alright, so now we're going to be doing it with quadratics. On your quiz and on your practice, you have a bunch of different parts. So make sure you do all of the parts. First it says, find the function. So I need to figure out the function for this graph. Alright, I'm going to get some points first. So I'm going to make a little table, X and Y. I need at least 3 points. You can have more, but I need at least 3. Right, you need at least 3. Doesn't matter what 3, you need at least 3. So, Haley, pick one. Yes, you, Haley, sorry. Alright, negative 2, 7. Okay, Haley, Scott, now pick one.
Let's go with 2, 0.
Okay, 2, 0. And Asalia, pick another one. Good, negative 6, 0. Alright, you can have more if you want, but 3 is really all you need.
I don't want to do this. I have to test on this. Like, finally.
Alright. This is why you need a calculator. So you're going to start by clicking New Document from your home screen. It'll say, do you want to save? Say no. And then you're going to add a list or spreadsheet. List and spreadsheet. Steps 3 and 4. In column A, put the X. In column B, put the Y. So you're going to use your table right here, and you're going to put it in. Negative 2, 2, negative 6, 7, 0, 0. Steps 5 and 6 are super important. You have to come up here and you have to name column A X. So you're going to come up here where it says A and you're going to type X and hit enter. You have to name column A X. Name column B Y. So come up here where there's a B, type Y and hit enter. Alright, and then we're going to go to menu. Statistics. stat calculations. Before we did linear regression, but I have a quadratic. So you need to make sure you are clicking quadratic regression. Does that make sense? That's like the big difference from what we did before. So you're going to go down here, click quadratic regression. Also a mistake that people made. Make sure you use your drop-down menu. This little arrow right here. You have to press the arrow twice to get your drop-down menu. Get X. Go down here. Press the arrow. Oops. Press the arrow. Get Y into the Y list. And then press OK. And then all of this pops up.
Yeah, which one is?
You said I had a dimension.
Make sure your 2 has a negative. One of them has a negative, one of them is positive. Alright, so the form your function is going to be in, which I will write on the board for your quiz tomorrow so you don't have to have it memorized. ax squared plus bx plus c. And on your calculator, it gives you your a, your b, and your c. There will be a little bit of rounding error. So if your buddy picked different points, they might have their numbers might be a little bit off, but they should be about the same. Like you should have about negative 0.4. You should have about negative 1.8, and about 5.2-ish, 5.3. All right, so they should be about the same. All right, so for find the function, all we have to do is write it now. F of x equals a is going to be negative 0.4 x squared plus b. B is negative 1.7, so minus 1.8. I just rounded a little bit. X, and then c 5.25, so plus
I remember this.
5.3. All right, so that is finding the function. That was probably the most time intensive part. But don't forget to do all of the other attributes here. We have not done all of them. So, the vertex.
Can we type it into the graph?
Oh my god.
No, you can just look at your graph here.
I'm dumb.
All right, so you can just look at your graph for all the attributes. That would be the easiest way. Where's your vertex at?
Negative 2.7.
Negative 2.7. So vertex was at negative 2.7. Max or min? Which one do I have?
Max.
Max at what point? At negative 2.7.
Is the vertex and the max and min always?
Yes, they are. Zeros, where are they at? Negative 6.0 and 2.0. Here and here. Y-intercept, where's that at? 0.5.
We're so smart.
And axis of symmetry is the last thing. X equals negative 2. The imaginary line. That you can fold your graph in half at.